All right, hopefully this is a good angle. I'm gonna start by pulling this head off. I'm gonna lay everything out on the table and we're just gonna go and see what we find. All right, we're gonna be able to look at the push rod and see if this thing had oil flow problems. So rockers, I'm gonna put over here. So what I'm looking for is to see if the tip is dull. This one is, and this one is. And normally that happens is because there's not enough oil getting to the top of the rocker and it starts to starve. I mean, I'm sure it can also happen from just axis wear, but generally it's lack of oil flow and then it wears into the rocker shaft or the rocker arm itself. So only two look like that, the rest look okay. So maybe there's some crud clogged in the hole. Have to clean them out, not sure, but these would have to be replaced anyways, so not a big deal. So get these out. You're supposed to keep these in order. I'm not going to because I'll probably replace them anyways if I decide to use this motor for something. This thing kind of stinks. All right, I need to get to the 10s that are in here, so let me get some of this crap off real quick and I'll zip these out in a jiffy. You can just see the amount of garbage is on this motor. Oh no. So I'm trying to get kind of these around here clean so we get our socket. Look at that. That is just terrible. That's terrible. Probably should have pressure washed this first, but I don't want to ruin my driveway. All right, well, scraping mud on a camera is probably pretty boring, so I'm gonna pick up back once I get some of this crap scraped off. That head bolt was loose. I did loosen a few at the junkyard. I was gonna just pull the head off to see how bad it was, but I decided to buy the engine anyways. So I figured I'd save the hard brake. This thing stinks. I don't know if you've ever taken apart a junkyard engine, but this thing has kind of a smell to it. Nasty, oily, grimy smell. And then being a Gen 3, you got the short bolts in the corners. And the rest are long boys. Whew, now that smell really got released. It's very pungent smelling. Smells like a hard life of an engine. Come on. Was one going to be difficult? Yoink. Hopefully this thing doesn't dump coolant anywhere. I don't think there's any in the motor. Alright, hopefully the block is not cracked. This head gasket doesn't look blown. Stinks. I don't know, it's hard to tell by looking at the gasket where it blew, if it blew at all. I'm fairly certain it's blown, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just overheated it. Definitely will not be using that. Alright, let me wipe my hands off and get you guys a closer look. Okay, so here it is up close. I don't see any cracks. Normally when they crack right here and right here. So that all looks good. All the pistons look okay. Cylinder walls look okay. Let me just spin the crank. Sorry about that, guys. My camera died. So I was kind of looking over everything. I haven't cleaned anything off yet, and I spotted something interesting. Maybe you can see it. All right. So it looks like the valve, intake valve, smacked right there. So we're gonna go look at the head and see what we see. This one's got a tiny mark as well. The bores look okay. I don't see any deep scoring. The pistons look okay. They're not broken. So this thing definitely had a problem. So we're gonna come over to the cylinder head. All right, I want you guys to kind of tell me what you think. It looks like the valves are a little rusty, the exhaust valve on those three. Oh, what do we have here? It looks like the valve seat fell out of the head and the valve caught it, but the valve did make contact with the piston. I don't know how good it's gonna show up on my GoPro, but that's interesting. So I think they got this thing hot enough to where the valve seat started to fall out of the head. Luckily, it didn't break the valve. It didn't smash the piston up and break the piston, because if that would have happened, it more likely would have trashed the block. So I think they just got this thing hot. I don't plan on using these heads anyways, because these are 317 heads and they're kind of low on compression. So my plan is, as long as the short block of this engine is okay after I disassemble the whole thing, I'm obviously going to still have to take that side off to check for similar damage. I'm hoping this is the reason they junked the truck. Maybe this made a horrible racket when it was running. It would definitely make some sort of knocking or ticking noise. And I'm hoping that was the reason they got rid of the truck. But I'm going to keep cleaning everything up. I'm going to inspect the deck. We're going to get the other head off. Make sure we don't have anything similar going on over there. And assuming that's all we find, that might just be the reason this thing died. So, but like I said, I don't plan on using these heads anyways. I'm going to probably put some just normal truck heads or maybe some 243s if I can get a set of those from the junkyard. And just make this thing a real nice running engine. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get that head off, lay everything out, and then I'll show you guys everything on the table once we kind of get it all apart. So I'm not gonna record the other side, it's pretty much just like this side, and I'll lay all the parts out and show you guys the condition. I'll show you guys the condition of everything. If I find anything else that I consider wonky, then I'll definitely show you guys, but hopefully that's it. And if that's all it is, then like I said, I'm not worried about it. So a $300 motor might be okay. $300 LQ4 might be good to go. So my plan is, though, I do want to disassemble the whole engine, including the bottom end, and just clean everything really well, check everything really well. If the bearings and the crank and all that look okay, I'm not even going to mess with those. I'm just going to clean everything up, regasket it, obviously new head gaskets, different heads, and slap this thing back together, and yeah, find something to put it in. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. I guess I'm going to pull this other head off. I got all the fasteners out. Let's go ahead and see what we see. Oh, interesting. Let me get a light. All right, here's the cylinder head. This is 135 and 7. This cylinder is really clean. Like, this might be the one that was blown, causing pressurization of the cooling system. That's my fault. There's just some crap in the intake valve when I pulled the rockers out. I don't know, the rest of it looks pretty good, but that cylinder's clean. And let's go look at the piston. Oh no, I just made a big mess. Yeah, look at that piston, you guys. Look how clean that is. Wonder why. That one also hit. That one also has a valve mark. Why does this thing hit valves? The rest look okay. Why is it shining like that? I think this is the one that blew coolant. The head gasket looks okay. I'm not seeing any obvious spots of where it blew. Let's investigate some more, shall we? At least the head didn't drop a valve seat. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where it blew at. Tiny bit of... I don't even feel that with my fingernail, so that's good. I don't know. I don't know why this piston's so shiny. There's a little bit of pitting in the cylinder, but nothing crazy. I would definitely still run this. In fact, I definitely intend to still run this. Yeah, I don't know why that piston's so shiny. I definitely believe this is what was using coolant. Normally, if your piston gets steam cleaned like that, it's because it was burning coolant. Maybe the head's cracked. That could also be a possibility. I don't obviously see a crack, but you know, that doesn't mean there's not one there. I don't know, guys. Anyways, this is just the first bit of teardown. I'm gonna continue getting this thing torn down and cleaned. I think next I gotta start cleaning it. So I need to find a place I can pressure wash this without ruining my driveway. And yeah, this is the end of the first clip. So in the next clip, we're gonna continue to clean this. I'm still probably gonna clean the heads up, even though I don't plan on using those. Clean the valve covers up and yeah, kind of go from there. But hopefully we don't find any more nasty surprises in the bottom end. I really hope this is all we find and everything else looks healthy. I don't see any obvious cracks in the block, so I think the block might be okay. And if the block is okay and the pistons are all okay, other than those little piston to valve contacts, then I'm not too worried about it. Well, all right, guys, if you've made it this far in the video, just know that you guys are the best. Thank y'all for watching. This is gonna be it. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to actually fully tearing this thing down. A lot of other stuff's kind of coming up on the plate. We have some other projects to get to, but 300 bucks, if you can get an LQ4 at the junkyard for 300 bucks that doesn't have a hole in the block, I think you're gonna be a winner. So I think this motor is gonna be a winner. And like I said, now we just gotta clean it up, rebuild it, find something to do with it, put some boost to it. You already know what's happening. So anyways, thank y'all very much for watching. Thank you guys very much for the support. I will see y'all on the next one.